Hello, today we are going to talk about adding some pizzazz to your artist doll cases. As you can see, these are some examples of what you can do with your little cases. This one's a door prize. So first off, we are going to start with, you need little tiny binder clips, roller, pencil, scissors, some type of glue. I used Elmer's school glue. Your case or whatever you want to use, your pattern pieces, and of course some scrapbook paper or whatever you're using to line your box. And you can use other things other than cases, little paper mache boxes, all kinds of different things. Also, you need some lightweight cardboard. I found pop cases. The cardboard works great for that. So we're going to take our pattern of the box, or no, this is the casing, the box casing. I like to use the folded edges of the cardboard that I'm using on the pop case here. I'll actually utilize that, so I'll put the fold of the pattern along there. So you see, I just traced that out. Now, oh, cereal boxes, although I show them here, you want to watch out for those. When you fold them, they have like a frayed edge, so I don't recommend using those. You can experiment with whatever cardboard you have to see what you like. So here I'm tracing out the actual box pattern, and you see that the little corner runs off of when we fold it up, you'll see it's not imperative that you have those little triangular pieces. And I like to use a brush to brush my glue on. I just find it a little easier. So you are going to take your pieces, and you can either trace your fold lines on there, or you can do what I do and just wing it. I like to use one of these longer rollers, and it helps you match up the points and then fold the cardboard back. And you do that on each side. And you'll see when we go to fold this together that the little triangular pieces that go inside the box, it's not imperative that they're all there, especially if you're going to put a liner inside your little drawer. You won't even see those. So isn't this fun? It's like watching grass grow, watching me fold a box. Okay, you get all of those fold marks, fold on the lines, so they're all ready to go. Okay, and yeah, like I said, you can mark them if you want, but you can usually just do it with the roller and fold them up. I need like music in the background. Do, 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 do. Okay, so now that you have those all creased where they're going to go, okay, you're going to fold those little tabs in, okay, on both sides. And then we're going to go ahead and fold these sides in to cover those tabs. Okay, so see how those little triangular pieces go down inside the drawer. So if like the end of it isn't there, that's not going to matter much. Okay, and then those get folded in. Sort of like doing origami. But we're going to make a little set of drawers for one of your dolls. Yeah, see that frayed edge? That's what you get with the cereal boxes. So I found that the pop boxes, the soda pop boxes, sorry, I'm Western PA, it's pop here. um, they seem to work a little better. The cardboard doesn't separate when you fold them. The only thing I can recommend is just take a piece of the cardboard and fold it and see if it separates. I mean, this can be used, especially if you're going to cover everything. Like I typically just put a liner inside the drawer and I cover the front of the drawer. But if you're going to cover the whole thing or paint the whole thing, you could probably use the cereal boxes. So we are going to put paint on both of the sides, as you just saw me do. Push those little tabs in, and then just go ahead and fold that down in. And this is where the binder clips come in. And that'll just, you can sort of press down inside to make sure that that's secure. And then you go ahead and do the other side. Put your binder clips on. And you go ahead and set that aside and let it dry, and we will work on the casing. So what this is this is the casing that you put the box into. So again, you go ahead and crease on all the fold lines. And you'll see this cardboard, works a little better than the, you just have to have the cardboard big enough. That's why like the pop boxes work. Okay, so here we are going, you need to glue that little skinny tab underneath the larger tab of the opposite end. Okay. Now, while you're doing this, you want to make sure that your box fits in this. Like if you somehow measured it out wrong or folded it wrong or something, but just double check that your box will fit into that casing. Excuse me. Okay, here I'm just making sure that those creases are nice. You can always use something hard, like I use my scissor handles, to crease those really nice. We're going to go grab the glue, and you're just putting it on that little tiny edge. Oh, guess I forgot to crease the side tabs. See, don't you love watching my videos? I show you all the boo-boos and all the things that I forget. I'll say, well, I just do that to make you feel better. No, actually, I just forget things. Okay, so this should have been done before you put the glue on. Okay, so we put the glue on that short tab. I'm going to go ahead and add a little more. And then we bring the opposite end up over the top. Oh, I'm putting glue on the little end tabs. I'll show you why. Okay, so when you glue that, I love trying to do the voiceovers of this. Okay, so you're going to glue that over top of that short end. Like that. And then you're going to tuck those little end tabs in and hold them with a binder clip. And you can always run through this video while you're making these, and you can pause it and rewatch it. So I just give it a little extra pressure to make sure that the glue adheres, but the binder clips hold that tight while it dries, and that box fits nicely. As you can see, there's a little extra wiggle room that you're going to need. Okay, so this one should be fairly dry by now, so we go ahead and take those clips off, and then we're going to fold the other tabs in. Just coat those with glue. Fold that down in. And you can always use something like the paintbrush to make sure that that's sealed down in that corner down in there. Put the clips on, let that dry. And then you go ahead and do the other side just like you did the previous one. Okay, fold that down in. Go ahead and clip it. And set that aside to dry. Now we're going back to the casing. And all we need to do on this is put the glue on all of the tabs. And go ahead and secure those with a binder clip. And set that aside. And while those are drying, we can come and start adding some of the paper to the boxes. And as I said, you can use things other than the cases. I just wanted to do something for the collectors that bought the artist dolls, and the artist dolls come in these little suitcases. And instead of putting these cute little suitcases away, why not leave them out, either use them as a storage closet for your doll's clothes, or as a little diorama that it could be like a little room for your doll to sit in on a shelf. So how I'm doing this, and this will work with whatever type of box or case that you're using, I just use the box itself as the template. So I just go ahead and trace around the line. And then when you go to cut it out, you just need to remember that you need to cut inside the line. That's what I'm showing you right there. So you cut inside the line so that it will be a little smaller than what you drew on there, so it'll fit inside the case. I guess I could have sped some of this up. You just sit here watching me cut paper. And if you end up gluing a paper in that you don't like, you can always cover it up with something else. Not that I did that or anything. I ended up with a cute little paper that I love, and I just couldn't find stuff to match it, so I ended up using something else. So you just go ahead and fit that, and if one of the sides is too long, just trim it a bit, but basically you're cutting it to fit in there. I hate these two-sided scrapbook papers because I always feel bad about wasting a side of it. Okay, so here I am. I'm gonna go ahead and brush the glue onto the back wall of the case. We need gluing music. Okay, I guess I got tired of using the small brush and got out the big chip brush. And then we just lightly place it in there. I usually start from the flat edge and then just work it in. Go ahead and put pressure on all of it, and there's your back wall done. Now, how I did the sides, same way. I just put it in there and then I marked where I need to cut. And typically I'll cut it just the slightest bit short so that you see that green edge around the case. My handy duty little table paper cutter. And you will need 2 of these because I'll show you how you're piecing 2 together to cover the side walls of the case. I mean, you'll have a seam up at the top, but you won't really notice unless you're looking for it. Okay, so those get glued in on the sides. And as you can see, so if we are making a dresser, we need 4 of the boxes, or dresser drawers, I should say, and 4 of the casings. So here are the casings. Those were the casings. So after it is dry on the side tabs, we're going to go back in, take the clips off, and we're going to put the tabs in on the lengthwise edge of the casing. Now, I measured this dresser, so my pumpkin pies came with a smaller case. Thanks to COVID, I lost a couple different suppliers. So that's why the rest of the pies come with a bigger case because I can't get those smaller cases anymore. So I had to go to the bigger case. So if you're going to end up with one each of my pies, you're going to have one case that's a little smaller. Sorry. You can thank COVID. So I made the drawer set high enough that it fits inside that smaller case. So the bigger cases actually have a little bit of room above the dresser set. So as you can see, I'm gluing all of the drawer casings. This is why it's nice to have lots of binder clips because you can do the whole entire dresser at once. You just glue those all up, let them sit and dry, and then we will go back to the drawers. So I like to cover the front of my drawers with decorative paper. You can either use scrapbook paper or you can print stuff off on your printer. So what we're doing is we are trying to copy from the pattern just the front face. So if you go ahead and put the lines where that would be, And you're going to need that excess. I don't just do the front, I do a little bit of extra so that you can wrap it around the sides and into the box. So it covers all the edges. Okay, so that's the piece that you are going to need to cover the front of your drawer. And when you look at the drawers, you want the longer side. So you're going to cover that with glue. And you're going to place that carefully on the front. Now, if you have paper that has a design, you might want to position it so, you have a particular design on the front. But see how all the edges? So all we're going to do is come back with some glue. And it would probably be easier if you would put the glue on the paper. And then just go ahead and fold that in. Now, if it isn't adhering nicely, you can always put the binder clips on that top edge. Just make sure it's laying flat. And then we go ahead, add some glue, fold that over. That's the bottom of your drawer. And then fold it over on the edges. Now, this is inside, the drawer will be inside the casing. So if you don't want to, you do not have to cover the sides. But if you like a finished look to it, you can actually cover the sides. You just need to cut a piece of paper that is the width of that drawer. And you could run it from the inside out around the bottom of the drawer and up over to the other side. I just chose to just do the front. Now, these adorable little handles, I found these at Joann's. It actually looks like a little doorknob, and it has this, the other side is like a screw end. They are so adorable. The only problem is I just found them in silver and like a dark bronze. I wish I could find more of them. They are just so adorable. So what we are doing is you want to find the center of your drawer face. And these little manicure scissors are great for getting a hole in there. So we put the back through, which has the little screw. And then there's the little, are those not the cutest? But there's lots of different ones. You can, like this, you can put your little eyelets in and either put ribbon, rope, jute, anything like that. And I think on one of my drawers, I actually did buttons as the handles. So just get creative and think of different ways that you can do drawer handles. Now here we are gluing the drawer casings together. And I believe these drawer casings I actually made from poster board. So that's another thing. Like if you want to, like a certain color, you can go out and get either white poster board or colored poster board and use poster board for the drawer casings. Now, how I did it is I put the drawers inside the casing so that they had a little more stability. And then I just coated the top side of the casings and just glued them together. Now, as you can see how it's bumping up there. So all I did is I just put something heavy on the top of that. That's why you want your drawers in there, to give it some stability so it's nice and strong. And I just used my glue container and I just put it on top of there to weight it down so that all of the casings would sit together flat. So there it is, all nice and glued up. Now this paper here, I actually printed this out on my printer. It's like distressed wood. I thought it was just gorgeous for the beach case that I was doing up, which will be raffled off. So all I did was cut a length, or cut the same width as the drawer case. Not sure what I'm doing right there. Okay. Oh, okay. So I did put a little extra. I folded it under and put it on the underside. That way it gives you a nice edge on the bottom. It's not a cut edge that would peel up, or, if you hit it, it would come off easy. So I measured the top. Yeah, you might want to watch this video the whole way through, then get all your supplies, and then watch it as you're doing it if you have questions. So all I did was I went ahead and cut the covering. And why I do this is because you see the separations between the casings. So if you put paper or even more poster board or whatever you'd like, whatever look you're going for, over the top and sides of the little dresser, it makes it look like it's a solid piece. So we're going to take that and we're just going to glue that to the sides, and usually it adheres pretty well. This is just basic copy paper that I printed out of my printer, so it sticks fairly well. Now, if you're using something a little thicker like poster board or something, that's something different. You'd probably have to put a little weight on that to get the glue to adhere while it's drying. So I have that side done, and then we get another strip, and we are going to, as you can see, you don't really need to worry about the bottom, what it looks like, and you don't really need to worry about the back. Now, if you liked doing little crafting like this for your dolls, you might want to start following different like miniature groups on Facebook. I'll get you into some more stuff. There are so many little things that you can make for your dolls, just not clothes and shoes. You can make furniture, accessories. So, as we did on the other side, we're going to coat the sides with glue. Fold that up. And you can go ahead and crease it at the top. Don't you love that distressed wood pattern? Oh, love that. This is one of the first videos I recorded. So as you can see, I didn't do it very well with showing the work. You're looking at my paper cutter. You guys are guinea pigs. I'm starting to try to shoot videos to show you guys different stuff, and so there we go. It is all covered up. I added my little rope to the front to give it a little nautical look for the beach case. Now, for this, I wanted a separate piece to glue to the top. I wanted the wood grain going in the opposite direction. So all I did was take another printout sheet of that. I went ahead and traced around the dresser. And went ahead and evened up those lines a little better. Now you can cut these out with scissors, but these little tabletop paper cutters are the best. I got this with my Cricut, but you can buy them separately. So there's your little top piece. We're going to cover it with glue. And the only reason I'm doing this is I wanted the wood grain going in an opposite direction from the side. So if you have a pattern that you're covering, or if you're doing it just plain, you wouldn't have to do this step. You could actually just make one of the sides a little longer, and that would cover the top. So there's the little dresser set. I'm just trying to push it and make sure that it is on good. And the little rope handles. Okay, so this is the case that we were working on that is going to be raffled off. So as you can see, we put a background in, we put the wall sides, and what I did here, because I wanted a beach scene, we put like a distressed wooden floor back there. And then how I did this here, you see the torn edge, so I actually went ahead and tore the edge of my paper so that it would look like the sand, some of it was up on the distressed wooden floor. So there's so many different ways that you can decorate these cases. And here's our little dresser that we made. Okay, and of course in all the drawers, you can finish your edges, but I just chose to leave them. And line the bottom of your drawers, but as in any trip to the vacation at the beach, you end up with some sand in your luggage and your drawers, so there you go. Couldn't just have them plain. And this one has some seashells. Pumpkin must have picked you some seashells at the beach. Oh, there's some more seashells. And let's see what's in this one. Some of these are a little tight. Oh, look how much sand is in that one. Okay, so this is the case that will be raffled off. I usually like to leave my cases. You can glue these down inside your box, but I like it so that you can move it. Okay, one day you want it on that side, one day you want it on that side. You can leave it in the middle. So I like to leave them loose. And then as you saw in the pictures, this case comes with a little hammock chair. Okay, and I decided I was going to hang it up through the case, but I decided I didn't want to damage the case, and this way you can hang it on either side. So just put it on there, and little Pumpkin has a nice little hammock chair to sit in her case. Okay. So hopefully this will get your creative juices flowing and you'll want to make a little diorama for your pumpkins.